What we want to speak about today is about the void that Black Logic Multimedia will fill in the media space in Africa. Because more Nagara Media was able to activate what I came to life to do. And I discovered the loophole, the shortfalls, the problem. And that is why Black Logic Multimedia comes into position to solve this problem that has been discovered. Because if you're a technocrat, you're a scientist, if you're a prophet, if you have spiritual gift, and that spiritual gift does not solve a particular problem, then you've actually not done anything. Now, what is the problem? We want to talk about historical facts. We want to talk about hard truths. We want to talk about the errors that were made. Then we want to talk about recognition of these problems, that there are problems in Ali Igbo, in Africa. And then we want to talk about solutions. What possibly is the solutions to these errors that led to these issues that have been recognized? What is the solution? And then what is the hope for the unified Igbo and Black race? That is where Black Logic Media fits in. Now, we want to talk about, we must accept our errors as Igbo people. We must also accept that there are challenges now, and there were challenges before. As before we got to this point, there were challenges. What were these challenges that we had before we got to this point? We had issue of division over unity. Now, what caused the division? Different ideologies, and then and the strength of the Igbo people was unity. But then division came. Division broke us. Division gave room for penetrations. Division, greed, selfishness, religious indoctrinations. Now, we also accept that we made mistakes as Igbo people. There were times that we traded on slaves. Now, slaves were even traded before the white man came. Let's accept this to be fact. You can go and then confirm. What during the Aro Confederation, where Igbo people were captured, people were taken into slavery by communities. Slaves. See, today we are still battling with challenges of Umohu in Ali Igbo. Around the total population of Igbo people, 12% of Igbo people were slaves, and they live among communities. It is also brothers who conquered brothers from war that brought about slavery. So you see, these things came in as the human errors that we made, mistakes that we made that caused disunity. Now, we also talk about post-war division. After the war happened. After the war happened. Now, after the war, we were fighting for survival instead of strategy. You know, when everybody looks for, you're a politician, you want to look for how to loot. Even during the war, our people, and I know my Kifa Ajuna, and I know my Kanwokonye Olokora Enye to go and buy food for Biafran soldiers. And he brought sawdust. What are all these? Survivor over strategy. Unified strategy that can help Igbo people to survive. Now we now talk about individuality. You know, when they go Bodo, you go to Malaysia, you look for how to survive alone and sacrifice your brother. Igbo people left community survivor, how we survived as one people, and was fighting for individual survival. These were some of the problems that happened in the past. Now, what about the problems that exist today? The same disunity. Omonna against Omonna. APC, PDP against Labour Party. Divisions in Ali Igbo. Onye okwu nke asemba na nke okwu enwere isi. Eze na-achị, you disobey the king, you disobey the others, whether they are upright, you disobey them and follow another pattern. Divisions among us. Divisions cannot, as in even after the war till now, there are still divisions. Which other problems do we have now? Brain drain. Ali Igbo, we lost most intellectual people. Intelligent Igbo people are developing America, developing Russia, developing Britain, developing Armenia, traveling, developing other parts of the world, instead of to come here where we talk about our own science and researches. Brain drain, no industries. We don't produce anything in Ali Igbo, no slippers production, nothing. We are not even assured of our food. You know, then we talk about lost identity. Our children, these very generations. Do we know the cultural and traditional things that holds us as Igbo people? Because as strong Igbo people before we can talk about solutions. Now, what are the possible solutions? This is where Black Logic Media comes in. We're going to be teaching about Igbo unity. We'll talk about Igbo unity. We'll talk about our own economy, where we trade within ourselves, where we plan our economy, where we don't sell our natural resources to go and be refined, our petroleum to be refined outside and brought back to us, where we talk about indigenous ideas and sciences to solve or project our own economy. Then we'll talk about the educational system, because the educational systems we have in Nigeria here is flawed. We're looking about a system that produces quality educational system, problem-solving educational system, not just studying microbiology in the university, but you can't even discover any disease. Studying economics, but you can't bring out any policies that solve issues. Then we'll talk about memory. We must have record of the things that has happened to us in the past, things that have happened now. Our children must learn history. These histories must be embedded in our educational system. Because then we'll talk about progressive mindset. Igbo people must be ready to be progressive in nature, to stay united, to form ideas that can help us progress together. So now that we've understood these things, Emma, open a mother Amari solution where you won't really know where the solutions will come from. So if we know these things through Black Logic Multimedia, it is now time to sit down and then carve out ideas how we can stay unified and solve Igbo problem without people defining our collective our collective survival story, or Britain staying to determine who should lead us or who should govern us, or Fulani people penetrating us to determine who should be our police system, determine who should be our army, determine who should lead us. We must find these problems, and Black Logic Multimedia is here to show solutions to these problems. Thank you for your time today. We are introducing Black Logic Multimedia, and it's a media house that will soon shoot off. Thank you for your time. Have fun, make Kevin. I can't mod.